is Jen Resch, and I am on the board of directors for the museum.
Hi, I'm Bernadette, and I'm on the board of the Kronau Heritage Museum.
I'm Rhonda Lamb, and I am the chair of the board.
And I'm Audrey Eigner, and I'm the director on the board.
I'm Ina Leipy, and I'm one of the board members for the Kronau Heritage Society.
My name is Macy Burse. I'm 14 years old, and I am a youth ambassador for the Kronau Heritage Museum.
My name's Idella. I'm 20 years old, and I'll be going into my 3rd year of university in the fall. And I am a summer student here at the Kronau Museum.
My name is Gates. My name's Aspen.
It started in 1995, right?
Yeah, there was an organization called the Kronau Bethlehem Heritage Society that basically took over the old church when the church closed.
So then in 1995, we were actually registered as a nonprofit organization under the name of the Kronau Bethlehem Heritage Society.
I was running a nonprofit at the time, a different nonprofit group, that we decided we needed to find a space. So we approached them about renting the basement.
So then we thought, okay, we fixed up the church, now what do? We don't want it going into disrepair. So we had decided to operate a museum out of the church building.
When our organization folded, we turned over a lot of the assets to the Heritage Society, and then I went on the board. Over time, then the question was, well, what are we going to do with this building? And that's where the concept of the museum actually came into play. So and that was back in '95.
What kind of jobs do we do? Oh my God.
As a volunteer, I attend regular board meetings. I also help plan and facilitate a lot of our programming.
Building maintenance, contract tenders for contracts, hires contractors, grant writing, we do grass cutting, we do cleanup,
And developing the exhibit,
developing exhibits,
including the research,
installing exhibits, cataloging.
There's a lot behind the scenes that gets done that people take for granted, and it has to get done or the building will, fall into disrepair.
Well, we're the only cultural organization in this area, period. We used to have a really good relationship with SAR School, and it's unfortunate the school is gone because it really, at that point, was a real hub. The teachers were actually bringing kids over for little field trips. They had class assignments based on the museum. We're always trying to reach out into the community, Kronau and beyond, actually.
We're very personal. We're out there in the community. We put a lot of work into our programs we offer. We really try to touch a wide demographic and be present.
The museum is a big part of the community. Everybody comes out for simple fun.
Simple fun is just filled with fun. Only thing they do is fun. Yeah, because sometimes it's boring.
Simple Fun is our family festival we hold in the middle of July every summer.
I was lucky enough to be able to organize that, and I had a blast the whole day, and I know the kids really, really loved it. I'm sure they still talk about it with their parents today.
I like dunk tank, and the Simple Fun, last Simple Fun one, the one we just did. I went in the dunk tank.
We do children's summer camp each year, hopefully 2 separate weeks with 2 separate curriculums, and it's open to kids from this area, from all around, even from Regina.
We do fun stuff like crafts, and we watch movies. We like hanging out with other kids because it's fun to play with them. Yeah.
So our current exhibit is Simple Fun. The museum exhibits we develop, we keep up for 2 years standing, and then we rotate in a new one.
Upstairs, we decided to leave the church as it was. And the altar and all the finishings, like in the front of the church, those were all built by members of the congregation when it was first started. And we felt it was important to keep the history of the community, and so that's why that area upstairs is a permanent exhibit with this pictures of some of the homesteads, and also we've acquired a number of family history books and community history books.
And then, of course, we have our museum in a suitcase program. And that one, our museum actually, we were one of the first small museums in this part of the province anyway that I know of. Saskatchewan, who's one of our funding agents, were very excited when we started this program. And ideally, what it really is we condense previous exhibits into a suitcase that can travel. So there's scrapbooks where we've taken our storyboards and condensed them down so they're a large scrapbook. There's PowerPoint presentations, there's tactile objects, there's different activities based on the different type of age groups that we visit, because we go to everything from elementary schools to seniors' homes to service groups to even things like the Cosmo Center. Anybody that would like us to come, we don't charge for it, but it's a way for us to reach out to people who may not necessarily be able to come to us.
It's from places like Russia, Romania, Austria, Germany, and they settled in and around the Kronau area. And of course, one of the first things they were interested in was getting a community church, or at least a place where they would be able to worship, because they did have a strong faith. And then in 1950, the church was moved into Kronau, and it was very active until about 1990.
The building was built in 1926, and in its day it was the hub of the community. They used to have square dance lessons in the basement when it was in the other location. They had pie socials, they had dances.
We're fortunate to have some older buildings here. However, with that privilege comes a lot of work because they are older buildings. There's a lot of upkeep to them.
The school's looking great right now. Like, the basement looks amazing since we've fixed it up, and we've got it looking all nice, and they're thinking of, they got the bathroom going up, and they want to put in a, what is it called? The chairlift, a wheelchair accessible chairlift. They want to put that in there, which I think is great, because then they have more accessibility for people that can't easily get around.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations have been raised to help renovate the school. And what that's allowing it to do is to continue this tradition of education.
Oh, we've been raising funds since 2005, and we do everything from bake sales to raffle tickets. This year we're doing Chase the Ace.
We also hold an annual fall fundraiser every year. It's at the University of Regina in the multipurpose room. We offer entertainment, silent auction, and a delicious dinner. That one's always very well attended and always a huge success.
Steak nights,
Hot
dog sales. We had a good working relationship with the local auctioneer, and we did farm auction lunches in this area and kind of beyond.
Bottle drives.
Oh yes, we do bottle drives.
We sold chocolate bars.
Yeah, we did. We've sold chocolate bars.
We're always looking for different ways to fund.
Anything we can think of where
Yeah.
we can raise a few dollars, because capital grants are few and far between in Saskatchewan. And this building has cost a lot of money, and it's going to cost a lot more before it's finished.
past several years, we've had two positions. One is a program and outreach coordinator, so that person oversees the outreach program and goes out into the community. Also organizes the summer programs and activities for kids at the museum. The other position is an administrative assistant position, so that person does more of the support to the board directly. So it could be things like taking meeting minutes, producing videos for YouTube, cataloging artifacts, doing writing, doing research. But it is all hands on deck. We're so dependent and thankful that we get the funding from Young Canada Works for those positions, because they've made a tremendous difference to what we've been able to accomplish.
There's great people that work on the museum, and then there's people that they hire, and everyone's so enthusiastic about the museum and trying to keep the museum going, and it's just everything about the museum is, I find it fun, because the people, they're so happy and enthusiastic about it, and it's just a fun group to be with.
One of the goals we have for summer students is that, yeah, it helps us, but we also want to give them the opportunity to get something out of the experience that's going to help them develop their careers. Whether it's trying something new, and that's something usually I try to find out from students when they come, or what type of experience are you also looking to get out of it?
This position helps me improve my writing and creativity. One of my main jobs is controlling social media. So I look after the Facebook page and the website, and I've written blog posts and make little videos like this.
Yeah, we have a youth on our board, which we're really proud of. She's been involved for a number of years.
She's our youth ambassador.
Yes, and she's done a tremendous job. And
She has.
She's really, I think to all of us, it's really important to try to get a very balanced board, because we're, I'd say, quite different than many small rural museums where the board is just one sort of demographic of people.
So one of the museum's goals that I can see is to support a passion for history.
It's wonderful if somebody comes back in 10 years and says, oh, I'm looking for information about my grandpa, as an example, right? Do you have anything? And if grandpa or somebody in the family has donated something, hey, we have a photograph, or we have his coat, or we have something. So we can help families actually reconnect to their roots, which is kind of a really neat.
And we've had that happen.
We've had that happen.
There's a lot of great things about history. I mean, I'm a teacher, and I'm a very progressive teacher. I believe in innovation and moving forward, but I also strongly believe in knowing about our past, because our past is what has allowed us to be innovative and to move forward. And it's all of those small movements. I mean, the room we're sitting in right now is awesome. It's showing desks through the decades, through even the century, and just even walking into this room and seeing all of these different desks alone shows how far we have come in education and how far we have come in the world.
You don't have to be focused on the future and the present all the time. You can focus on the past also and learn from the past.
Once it's gone, and you're never going to get it back.
I always think it's good to know where you've come from, so you know where you're going. You can't forget the past when progressing to the future.
Well, we're always looking for volunteers. We're very short of volunteers, and we welcome anybody to come and join us for any of the events. They don't have to sit on the board or on the committee.
If we don't have more people joining or helping out, it will fade. It would be a shame to see this fade.
It definitely gives back what you put into it. A lot of people often think they're too busy to give up their time. And by giving up your time, you're ensuring that these services continue for generations to come.
We've been really fortunate to have some corporate sponsors
Yes.
step up. Ballet was very good to us while they were in the area.
Richardson
Richardson Pioneer was a big one. Connexus was another
Connexus Credit
large
Union.
one. Invenergy has lately stepped up as well.
a lot of what we dream to accomplish in this museum couldn't be possible without your generosity, without your kindness, and without your support.
We're very, very appreciative for all the support that we
Oh,
have
yeah.
had up to this point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you're in the area or you'd like to have a day outing with your family, you should definitely make the trip to Kronau. You will enjoy yourself, it's really easy to find, and it's free.
They're just a great group of people. They accept everyone that comes here, and no matter what they're like, it's a positive vibe everyone gives off.